So my message for today. Now, I've been speaking about expanding the awareness. As we move from human awareness to different levels of soul awareness. Now, the value of that is to be able to perceive more, not of the physical space, because you are equipped with the human senses to sense this space. The soul works through the human senses to perceive the human space and to gather information from the human space. But your soul also has tools or instruments to pick up the soul space, the quantum space, the subtle energy space. And there it uses the apparatus from inside, mental apparatus, the chakras, and the energy of the chakras, and the sensing powers at every chakra. Now, if you don't have this level of soul awareness, and you're only operating through the human senses, the pleasure and pain part of us, then how are you going to perceive all levels of being? If you're just looking through human lenses, how are you going to perceive all the other levels of being? Hence the reason I'm inviting you continuously to center deeper. You know, in the human world, when you look with the eyes, you think you're seeing what is there. But take microscopes of greater strength, and you see deeper and deeper layers of what is right before you. Cellular information, atomic information. And if you use a telescope, you see what the eyes can't see, far beyond. Those are aids to the human senses. But now, how will you view the inner world? How will you sense the aura of everything around you? The energies that emanate from it, the subtle energies. How are you going to perceive that? How are you going to perceive the energy of thoughts from different people, the energy of emotions, the energy of intentions, the energy of presence? How are you going to perceive that? Without a deeper centering. Hence the need to go deeper inside. Hence the need for what we may call spiritual awakening, which is really energy awakening, subtle energy awakening. You need to be able to observe the energy of all the thoughts in your mind, all the emotions in your being, all the intentions that move through your being, or you generate. You need to be able to feel the energies that they bring to you. You need to see those that are destructive to the human body and those that are boosting to the human body and its cellular nature. You need to be sensitive for that. You need to be sensitive to the overheating of the brain due to your chakra, your continuous mental work, or the emotional overheating, or the fluctuations of energy in your pranic system of vitality. If you don't perceive that from a deeper center, you're losing a lot of what exists within you that you're using, that you're functioning with, but you're totally unaware, unconscious of it. Slowly destroying the body, but you're unconscious, so caught up. So I've been asking you, observe the mind, observe the emotional being, and don't just observe the gross emotions that flow through you. Observe the subtle one, like the subtle ego, in its modes of self-righteousness. And the more you do, the more you'll realize that you're not the mind. It's only an instrument you use. You're not the emotion. You're not the intention. These are creations. And then you will understand the baggage that you carry from the past of old patterns that are based on your creations. The human body that you are in now, it's what you have unconsciously created without you being aware of it. Because if you become aware of it, you will take responsibility for transforming it. But no, you don't take responsibility. You want the person in the gym to help you, the therapist to help you, the yoga person to help you, the qigong person to help you. When you learn to tap into your own energies, when you learn to see what's happening in your inner world, you'll become your own therapist. And in one lesson from the master, you will learn almost everything. So I've spoken about the mental level, I've spoken about the emotional level, and stretching your consciousness at these levels, the gut level as well. And they correspond to the cranial brain, the heart brain, the gut brain. Now I want to speak a little bit about grounding in the body. Now, grounding in the body doesn't mean you're going to the gym and feeling a little more physical power. No. It is finding the root energy in the perineum area. That's an important area energetically. And in some of the yoga exercises, the bandhas, we ask you to grab it, like in mole bandh, root lock. We ask you to grab the perineum and hold it strongly so that you can really feel that your energy body is anchored in the physical. That's what I'm doing now. Of course, that gives more root power. It takes you more to the blood and to the bones and to the physical structure of the body. And that's beautiful. But there comes a time when you can hold the perineum without locking the muscle. And that's a tremendous excitement. If you continue with this exercise of learning how to use the energy and the muscle together, at a certain point you'll be able to just use the energy, and you're already influencing the muscle without any strong contraction. And then if you do the same with the sacral chakra, you'll find the secret to transmutation of that energy. Sacral chakra is a beautiful chakra with a lot of reproductive power, which is important in the human experience. You need that. That builds better bones and blood and nourishes the system. But the finest material, that is really uniquely and creatively designed by nature to provide the egg and the sperm and reproductive fluids. These are very energized. Fluids. They carry a lot of what we call in the Ayurveda ojas, or in the yoga ojas. They're potent. And when you are able to tap into that energy, you can take that energy and bring it into your whole system. You can transmute that and bring radiance to the whole body. And then you have gut power. Gut power gives you the ability to control these two areas below. So this is a fantastic area. In the Qigong, we call that area the lower dantian. In yoga, we look for the root lock and the Manipura power and the sacral power. That brings a whole new level of physical experience, a whole new shine to the body. The tejas element becomes strong, the pranic elements become strong in that area. So that's a tremendous secret, but that will come to you because all these powers are already within you. It will come to you as you build more consciousness of the area. And you can't build more consciousness of the area without practice, without going down to the area and really exploring with the practices. And once you have a good guide who can actually guide you and tell you what's happening, you have the tools. You don't need anybody else. You don't need to go reading the books for too long. Otherwise, you cram your head with information and no practice. You can give very good lectures about what is, because you have learned well the intellectual information. But what's it? If you learn all the dynamics of swimming, but never practice in the water, how is it going to help you? If perchance you fall into the deep water. So practice is important. Practice is important. And my wish is that you'll become excited about really getting to understand every level of being and being passionate about managing it and getting the best out of it. So you see how challenging our world is today. The pandemic has just swept through. The COVID-19. It just shows up what polarized self we have across the world. If we had strong natural immunity, the body would have fought it nicely. But the food industry has, done so much damage. The pharmaceutical industry has done so much damage. The corporate giants have done so much damage. But all the hype about caring for us. If we go back to nature, plant our own food, organic, breathe the fresh air, bathe in the well, eat as natural as possible, our immune system will be really top class. And of course, meditation. Now, the stresses of modern life really undermine our well-being at every level, despite the good food that we eat. Broken relationships, the struggle for work and finance and making a career. It becomes a war to survive for a lot of us. Stressful living. So when we begin to understand ourselves, we begin to love everybody as we love ourselves. We begin to work towards co-creating a better world. We begin to live not only for ourselves, but for everyone else too. We're not an island. We don't live in separation. It only appears to be. We are deeply connected at every level. Even the biological level. We breathe the air the common air. We drink the same water. So in this particular year, let's be serious about well-being. Let us be serious about understanding ourselves more, and let us be serious about the practices. Blue Star is going to continue to support that in every possible way. Myself personally. I'm going to be engaged with you throughout the year as I work on my own well-being, continuously through this year with every tool that I have learned in my lifetime. All the things I know, they need to come out of the toolbox completely and be used. So let me wish you a happy Thursday, wherever you are today. You're my friend, you're myself, in another form. Let's joyously co-create a better world for all of us. Let's breathe the best air that we can, eat the best food that we can, drink the best water that we can, and let us share when we have more than we need. That's what life is about. Have a blessed day, everyone. Namaskar.